5C, demonstrate an awareness of the physical, social and intellectual development of children and know how to adapt teaching to support pupils' education at different stages of development. So this term at university we had a professional studies workshop which was looking at different SEN disabilities. The idea here was that each table was looking at a different case study. So I looked at the case study of people with autism. Another table was looking at the autism with aspects of Asperger's syndrome. And then another table was looking at people with language impairment. There was also another table that looked at dyslexia as well. So the idea here is with the case study, we were able to look at kind of the physical and social impact these disabilities had on pupils and how it affected their learning as well. You can clearly see here that each case study is very different. Each pupil is very different, and also the way they learn is very different. And for me as a teacher to have an understanding of how each of these differ and also kind of the provisions that I can put in place in order to help these students if I come across them in the future is really useful. What I've also got here is a PowerPoint presentation. So I've got a seating plan and this is for 8G. Now, for example, I've got Liska here and also Maisie, both of whom have dyslexia, and I spoke to them and they both said they preferred sitting sort of closer to the board, which I thought was brilliant. Put these changes in place, got them sitting closer to the board and helped them out. Also, because I've been down to the CEDAR-based department and found out kind of how they learn best, I've found out that they prefer their resources to be on yellow paper. So I've put those changes in place. And then also Tahira here at the front, because she has a visual impairment, so she needs to be close to the board, but at the same time she gets all the PowerPoint resources sent to her by myself before the lesson so that she can look at those on her laptop as well. I think going through the professional studies workshop that we had at university and really getting an understanding of these different case studies really important, because no two children are exactly the same, and to get an understanding of how these pupils learn, what provisions you can put in place to help them, but also kind of get an idea of the way they learn, so whether they're a visual learner, whether they're a kinesthetic learner, or maybe whether they're an audio learner. It really helps me as a teacher to kind of see these things and get an idea of how I can help best these pupils in the future.